Hello everyone, hello everyone. It is me, Just Be Audrey Lane. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell so you can be notified of when a video is up and posted. And of course, we are the Just Be's. Just be who you are. Just be who you are, your God given name. And we wanna just be who we are. So tonight is of course Wednesday, uh, July 7th, 2021, and I am coming to you from just a lot has happened today for me, and greatness, a lot of, you know, seeing a shift, seeing a lot of amazement, a lot of joy, you know. When I was saying the other day that it is okay for us to be happy, you better know it. You better know that you can be happy. I am finding for myself, speaking out. It really, is something. It really is amazing for me that I do have a voice. I do have a brilliant mind. I am confident. I am someone. And that is something. Sometimes we will get in our own heads to put ourselves into this small little box, and we don't need to do that. And then we definitely don't need to do it where we allow other people to do it. And what I mean by allowing is sometimes we won't speak up, or we don't know how to speak up. How about God has built us bold? That was one of my journal things from yesterday. We are bold. We are bold. Be bold in Christ. It, it is it is truly amazing to me that I can speak out and really embrace love. Excuse me, guys. It's just like hot, and my daughter is actually up cooking something, so I am a little bit hot. But I was talking with someone, and of course, it's Bible study Wednesday, and we were. Our pastor gave us like situations that kind of go on within the church, and how do we, handle those situations. And one of the situations that my group of people, well, the group I was in, had is we had to, if there's a disagreement between two leaders, and they are not seeing eye to eye, but now it's starting to affect the church as well as the community. Because keep in mind, guys, people come in to church for healing, to build a relationship, and a lot of the times, uh, let's just say, I'll talk about me. You'll come into a church because you want a different living. You want something that you know nothing about. So you go off of the visual of things, and especially because you don't know. So how would we be able to help in this situation? And so we were talking about like how you would have to get the both of them together, and come from a place of love and understanding, and how do we get to the bottom of what's actually going on. Let's see both each other's sides. And then not only with that, we were looking at it also of how what is going on, it's coming and affecting the church, but it's going to affect the community, because you're going to have people coming in. So we were talking about suggestions of like meeting with leaders, and then also that the leaders, definitely will talk with them, but then also it stayed within that conversation and everything like that. and I thank God I go to a wonderful church. I truly do, because we all know that there is conflict, there is disagreements, but there's also correction and love and 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 instructions and embracing. So that's a wonderful thing to actually go to a church that has that, and for it to actually, being a leader, it is something. It is something. We have to. My spiritual mother, she's my mother, spiritual mother. She had put a quote up, and it was something along the lines as leader. Because keep in mind, I tell you, the guy who I call my father is a pastor, retired but a pastor. And it was like, I had answered something along the lines back of pray for our leaders. We have to pray for our leaders. Our leaders are like, especially it was during the time when COVID first was hitting, and it was like we have to pray for our pastors because they're essential workers too. They handle the masses, and then leaders as a whole handle it, because we all know that there's different, like, not it's not levels, but there's different departments, put it like that, within the church, different ministries that go for one big body and one big purpose, and that is to bring souls to God. So being in that leadership role, we have to know, and my pastor was just saying this, that people go off of the thing of, oh, I can do this better, oh, I wouldn't handle it like this, I would do it like this. But do you have any clue what it takes to be a leader? Do you know what actually the job entails? Can you handle the multiple personalities that you have to deal with? Will you be able to handle that and still handle the job that has to be done? And how about this? Will you be able to handle your attitude and personality too? Because we all know you have to do that. We all know you have to do that. So it made me look at it. First of all, I had to watch saying this. I'm good with just being Audrey Lane. I am. I don't want to rush to be in a leadership role when there's so much learning that has to go with me right now. I'm not saying I won't at some point. However, I will say this, for right now, I am going to still be of help, be of service, and do what is asked of me, because I cannot ask God to grow and have my church thrive, but then don't want to participate. I don't want to do that. So I can participate, and I will participate, but I'm not in a rush to be a leader. I can truly be a servant. I can usher, I can clean kitchen, I can clean restrooms, I can be in the hallway, I can be outside doing whatever. That's something I like to do. I like to be in the back, you know. That's something, because I enjoy where I get to just be in love and embrace and all of that. And how about that? That's a job within itself. That's a job within itself. Not everybody is meant to have and work in them kind of positions. And I don't sell myself short on it, because you'll be shocked. It's like having a CEO of a corporation literally do the janitor's role for ever amount of time, it'll be where they probably will not get that. It will show a lot of gratitude and grace that, man, I didn't know it went into all of this. And then let's say that janitor switched with the CEO. We don't know it all entails in positions. That's why we just got to make sure we are being loving, humble, and appreciative, and being of service in any way that we can be. Because it may be a time where you may have to step up to the plate. It may be a time where we have to step up to the plate. But I am good for where I am. I enjoy it. I enjoy what it is I actually do with just being wherever I am needed. That's a good thing for me. That's a good thing for me. You know, don't sell the fact of, oh, I don't, you know, do this role as you're not being hands on. It's like a bike. I explain that to you. You need every part: the handlebars, the chain, the wheels, the seat, the frame, in order for you to ride this bike. Like, it can't all work unless it's all doing its part. And be happy and grateful, because it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing. You get to see souls coming in and being changed. And how about this? The most thing is, you're being changed. You're growing. I was sitting here earlier today when I was in prayer, talking about, like, God, I want to be where my spirit is very sharpened, and I want to be a sharpener for others. And then my pastor kind of spoke on that tonight, and it is like, you have more work to do, Audrey, but I want you to see that you are doing work, that this is going to be a process for you, but you are doing the work. And I thank God that I am showing up, I'm participating, and I am grateful that I see a change every day. Every day. I see, even if it's not this big thing, it's something that I see. And I'm so grateful for it. So I was asking God to help me deal with some things that I have struggles with, or if I don't even know that it may be a struggle. But evidently, God, if it keeps coming into my mind, that's a struggle. So I was talking to him about forgiveness today. And, like, God, how do I forgive? Because even though I said I had forgave, and I feel like I truly have, why does it keep coming back up for me? Why does it keep coming back up? And it came a little bit of, did you truly pray and talk with me about it? And I wasn't. I didn't. So I had to go into a prayer heavy with that, because I thought I did by saying, oh God, I forgive them. That's not prayer. That's saying it, but that's not prayer. I literally had to go into a deep, deep, deep conversation with him on prayer. And I had to write it down too. So I had to actually put, God, like, I have to forgive because they know not what they do. And then I had to also put it on myself, because we can't just point fingers. I had to say, did you know what you was doing? Did you know that it will bring the heartache that it did? Turn it around, because you still have time, Audrey Elaine. Yes, forgive. And truly forgive. And that's what I am praying for. I'm praying for that for all of us tonight. I'm going to pray for all of us, that that's something we can truly do. And how about this? You pray too. Because saying it, I know now, is totally different from actually praying it and releasing it to God and having Him do it. Now, I am finding out, because see, here it is. I was like, okay, I am sleeping better, I'm feeling better, I'm doing better. But yet, for that to come up to me, it made me really evaluate and think some things like that. I didn't know that I did not bring it fully in prayer to Him. I thought by just saying it that it was good enough. However, it wasn't good enough, because for me to be thinking about it and it came in my head, I really truly didn't pray and release it to God. So that's what I'm praying for all of us tonight. Give it to God, Audrey Lane. Yeah. Give it to God, you. It is, it is something when we're being corrected. But look at it like this. Don't you want to know where, don't you want to know directions on how to get somewhere? If you don't know where you're going, don't you want directions on how to get there? And that's correction. That's correction for God. I'm giving you instructions. I'm giving you directions on how to get where you need to be. I have where correction for me, yeah, it'd be like, okay, no mas. I see it now. I see it. Being corrected for me is like, first of all, I look at it like, I am that loved by you, God, that you take the time out to correct me. Because if He didn't love us, there wouldn't be any correction. So that lets me know, more importantly, I have to listen. I have to literally change my mind on things. And it was weird, because it was like, God, I can see now why it keeps coming up. Because I've never truly prayed for you to soften my heart in that way when it comes to forgiving. And I never asked you to fully take it. I fully never gave it to you. And it's a wonderful thing, because I can see now where Man, thank you, God, for opening up my eyes. For opening up my eyes and seeing that. And me talking and with this, sharing this with you guys is a good thing, because ask yourself, have you really, you know, truly let God correct you on some things? To do you see where He's trying to correct you? And do you see and know that, dang, you know what? I can do better. I can do better. I can be better in this situation. I can be better, you know, handling it. And to be honest, I don't even know where it kind of came up, other than I guess God bringing it to my attention that you need to do this. Because this morning in prayer was something different for me. I wasn't even in like some crazy type space. You know, I yeah. Yeah. But forgiveness came in my head. It came in my head. Like I can't even go into where I can't even go into where it kind of came up. I don't know. Yes, I do. Here we go. Okay. So in my first fruit book, it says, um, this was a feast enjoyed with those who previously harassed and spoke ill of Isaac. He could have dismissed them and reject their proposal to make peace, but he didn't. He invited them to his table. And I wrote, give me a pure, humble heart. As I always write in my book things. And that's exactly where it came up at. Because through everything that's kind of going on, I've been hearing some stuff, and I have to like truly give it to God and have Him work on it. And how I know I have to, because when it's coming back up to me like that, that means I haven't really truly dealt with it. And just because it's not something, you know, that, you know, craziness has a way of peeking in. So I have to make sure that I am truly praying and asking God, because I notice when I pray to Him and I have a conversation with Him, because for me, I say it like this. So I pray to God, and then there's times when I'm just having conversations with Him. And it's different for me, because I can be in our conversations, it it it'll be a lot of where I'm just like this, like, God, come on, God, we're gonna talk, because I need your help in this. And God, what is it you need me to do? You know, I need to hear from you. You know, give me a nudge, give me a something and everything. And to me, that's not my prayer that I'm having with Him. My prayer go a whole different way with Him. What what is that? What is that? Because I Like even now, I've been feeling a peace and a calmness that I can't even really explain. Like it has to be him. It has to be God that's giving this to me, because I've never had a calmness and a joy like this. You know, I, I've been explaining to you guys, like, this is like a journal part for me. But get yourself a journal, because a journal helps you mark the spot for your growth, and also have you where you can that's a communication between you and God as well, a form. Because if, keep in mind, if you don't know how to pray, like I was just speaking with someone, one of our church members, and I was telling him how you won't believe that how I talk and communicate with God. If someone actually heard how I did it, they probably were like, "What is she doing?" However, that's how I commune with him. That's how my relationship is with him. And some days it's not even like that. I can't go off of how I see someone else communicate with him. How, put it like this, how my mother used to communicate with him was something totally different. I don't do any of that, you know. But one thing I can honestly say, I feel like it's a genuine communication, because I am being myself. I'm not going into it, you know, any other way. I don't want to be. How can you be fake with God? He know you. He can read you better than anyone else. Come on now, he built you. So how is it he not going to know you coming to him with fakeness? Like, and I do notice, because I say, man, I thank him, because lately he's been, you know, he's been quiet for me, but still moving, but quiet for me. I said, Lord, I got to come to you different. I got to come to you with the boldness, because lately I've been on some bold stuff with him. And I had to actually tell him, like, it's not that you're not replying to me, you're doing it, but I hope I'm not being disrespectful to you, because I am coming, and I am coming, you know, some days I'll be pounding at my chair, and I'll be saying, God, I need growth. I need my spirit to be intact. I need my soul. I'm trying to save my soul. I'm trying to get myself together. God, I need this. I need my life to be better. I need strength. I need wisdom. God, give me you. And I'm coming to you. I'm demanding it. I'm demanding it. And this is the soft part, only because I am talking with you guys. But when I'm telling you, I be banging on my chair. I be going at it. Like, if my kids were up or somebody was walking by my house early in the morning, they be like, oh my goodness, somebody is in there and they is having a fit. Yep. And I'm not really having a fit. That's how I commune with him. And then there's some days where I'm talking nice and soft and cool and calm, but still with boldness, still with the authority of God. You said I can come to you. So I'm coming to you strong. I'm coming to you courageous. I'm coming to you with all the might that you have in me. So if you don't know that you are strong, you better know now. You can come to him in your communication with him. One, he wants you genuine and real. He can see right through us when we come into him in a way that is truly not acceptable. Truly not. He'll break down the walls. Because trust me, I used to kind of come to him, and I didn't know then. But now I can feel the difference of how I have to come. Because I used to come to him in the little 2-minute conversations and everything. And especially before, even all of this, before about last year sometime, I didn't go to God the correct way. When you talk about somebody having patience, I know patience is love. So he has to love me to have that kind of patience with me. To be like, she gonna get it. She gonna get it. Right about, yeah, she got it. It's going to happen for us. Like, literally, when I say it's going to happen overnight, I laugh now, and I go into these moments of like, Lord, it has to be you. I am learning that it's okay for me to have some moments of unsureness. And how I say that is, it's working out. It's working for a purpose. He has everything going, but it's not really technically an unsureness. It's more so like, of, man, it, how can I word this? Because I'm trying to get it out, Audrey Lane. It's more so like, I guess, a question. A question. Like, God, I'm not kind of feeling this. I don't know. I know you're working, but it doesn't feel like it. And I'm having a rough moment. And a lot of the times when I say that, instantly I feel a release and a relief of, yeah, no, you don't have to fret, you don't have to worry. I got you. This is a part of what I'm doing in you. I was just talking about that wash cycle, man. I have like very little clue sometimes of what me going, well, no, put it like this, what I do by having this live, like, journal, me coming on. But it also comes to me of, what are you doing this for? Are you doing this so you can have where people can say, hey, I can be up and down all over the place, but I am someone. And a lot of the times, like I tell you, the reason why I do this is because it's such a relief for me that I have a voice. I have a voice that I that God sees me. So do you see yourself? Audrey Lane, do you see yourself? You watching this, do you see yourself? And to honestly know that I have where God sees me, I am included. I have someone who knows me better than I know myself, and wants me, needs me, needs me to know that I'm here for much more. No matter what I can come to him and ask him for and how to shift and change and do this. It's like, yeah, I want you to come and I want you to ask and I want you to just, you know, put all of you in me. But just trust me, Audrey Lane, because I have something more for you. I was just telling the gentleman who I was talking with, you won't believe. Okay, so my grandmother was an evangelist. My mother, you know, my family deep rooted within, you know, Christianity, the church. But I have never trusted God like I trust him now. Craziness. And the funny thing about it, I'm sitting here talking to you guys about the wash cycle, and my washer upstairs is off, you know, doing whatever it does. So it does this banging whenever it gets to the rinse, the spin cycle, to the spin cycle when it's spinning and spinning. And I just find that funny. So it's like, am I in the spin cycle now? Are you ringing me from all of this stuff? Because I tell you, lately I've been having some moments, that ripple effect. But I am loving the growth from it, because this girl right here is so much more. So now I want to get into how I always say, the inspiration, the motivation, the inspiring you, the keeping you. And sorry, my daughter is over there doing her. So it is.
Give him the candies.
You know, my daughter is a mess.
Ew, why your hands smell like mustard?
No, it smells like oranges.
Mustard.
I don't. No, that's orange pills.
You need to rethink your liver situation. ASAP.
No, I took orange pills and rubbed them on me, on my skin.
It's okay if you smell a little funky. It's alright.
It's okay,
Okay.
my child. Bless him, Lord Jesus, bless him. But it is how do we motivate ourselves? And the number one thing for me is, how many times do you tell yourself you are lovable, that you are a loving soul, that you have so much more in you, that you're destined for beyond even what you're asking and even thinking and dreaming about, and more than in your circumstances. How do you motivate yourself in a situation, in situations that come up? So I'm finding for myself, I literally have to keep God at the forefront for me. I have to let him be known to me. So I haven't been really doing where I'm asking people to pray over me. Now, if they come up, because I had a young lady pray the other day, you know, she just seen something was off with me. I wasn't my usual self. But I'm no longer asking people, can you pray for me? Can you pray for me? I want to say the best thing for me is to open up my mouth and talk. And that's motivation for me. That's motivation for me to know that, God, I can keep coming to you, and you'll correct me, and you'll guide me, and you will put me right up under you, that you're going to give me embracement. You're going to love on me. God, you're going to give me joy and peace. God can do that. I was like, okay, so I do a lot of talking with my hands. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try. But I was telling him, like, this feels really good to motivate myself with the fact of I am finding out who Audrey Lane is, and I love how I move now. I there is such a way of moving in this spirit. I know when to act on things and don't react. That's something big for me, to know that, to move in action, and not what they would say, always have a counteraction for things, like, or not have one. It was how she worded it to me, and I forgot. But yeah, I love the way that I move in action, in purpose. And that's motivation. I'm learning that motivation can be still and quiet. It doesn't always have to be this big boom pow thing. Sometimes it's a subtle nudge. Yeah. Hmm. I am enjoying that I am getting to know who I am. That I radiate such confidence in such amazement and such wonders, because it's truly all of them things, because it's God in me. Man, who would have knew? Who would have knew? And I say this because it is in His Word, and He tells us, if you just come into me and you let me transform you and change you, I will give you peace. I will give you my heart's desires. So when I say who would have knew, I knew it but ran from it for years. But who would have known that when you truly give yourself up to God, He will reveal things to you. So I'm praying for one thing, or things to go like this, and He does it a whole nother way, more than what I even expected, more than what I even thought it would be. I find myself at night falling asleep really well. I can wake up, you know, go back to sleep. That's peaceful for me. That's amazing for me. So I bring that up because that's like motivation for me. It's motivation for me to know that, God, all I have to do is trust and rely on you. And you will do the impossible for me. You will do, and when I say that impossible, it's more than what I even saying out now. It's more than that. Like, I, whew, I don't think I ever knew what peace was before. I literally thought peace was being in a area that had no noise. But how about this? I am learning you can have peace, and God gives you peace in the most amount of noise. It can be a full-fledged concert and gotta give you peace. When your mind is still, when your heart is not racing, when you're not moving. I never knew what that was. I never knew what that was. And to have it now, and this is just like a tip of it, I'm so grateful. That's why I'm like, I thank God for where I am when it comes to seeing growth in my life. I enjoy it. I enjoy it because I don't have to worry about, am I doing it right? Will he be upset if I am not doing it the way he wants it to be? Because when God corrects us, he corrects us in love and patience. That patience is love. Man, I thank him for that. Oh, I thank him for that. I, man, I had a very, very good conversation with this gentleman after church and Bible study at church tonight. And it put a lot of things into a different mindset for me, because I was just talking about how you can learn from people by opening yourself up and listening and talking and inspiring. So to hear just bits and pieces of his testimony, you can't tell me there's not a God. That we don't. Jesus, you can't tell me that I don't that I'm going in the wrong way. It's life changing when you really ask God to help you and remove you from you. He lets you see that the blockers you kind of had up, now you can share, and now you can listen to someone else. And that's a part of inclusion. That's a part of where, if you want to be a sharpener, you have to listen, you have to embrace, you have to love, you have to have, humility, and you have to be, I said loving, but you have to be loving. And man, it's wonderful to talk with people, because he's not the only one that I've talked with people and they have told me, because I will say sometimes I struggle with, oh, you don't have a testimony, but yeah you do, but no you don't, but yeah you do. And my testimony is going to motivate someone because it motivates me. Now I know I have a voice. I have something in me. And it'll come out in due time. You guys get a little bit of pieces in here, but trust me, there's a lot more. And how about this? Testimonies aren't always what people think and associate with all the bad things. Testimonies are also growth. That's mainly what they are. They're growth. They're good. You know, because you may have some bumps and bruises and all of that, but you are here to talk about it. And that's your testimony that people can see, wow, you've been through that. And I wouldn't even know it because I don't even see it on you. I see nothing but God light in you. Wow. So Jesus has to be real, because if he did that for your life, I know he can help me in mine. I know he can change mine. That's motivation. That's motivation to know, and not be one that want to know somebody's situation and story. Remember, we are not spectators. We do not want that. We want to motivate. We want to participate. We want to help nourish. We want to be waterers. We want to go out and have people see our light, so that this way they can come and be like, okay, I can be myself. This Jesus and God that she speaks so highly of, I want that for me. I want that for me. I'm going to go through my own, battles. But I've been through battles. And how about this? God has been winning it for me all along. So I want to put my trust in everything in him. When I tell you, it was a huge thing for me to say that I trust him. That was huge. Some people will probably be trying to figure it out, or think like why and how, and could you, I'm the truth. It was hard for me to fully give him my trust. And I thank him so much. I'm not gonna cry. For being so patient. I'm grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. Thankful, but I am grateful. I appreciate him. I want to say I would want to post and do another video, because there's so much more in me to get out tonight. But there's always tomorrow for me. To God be the glory. I thank him so much for life. I appreciate what he is doing in me. I appreciate what he's doing in you. I know that he has you in his hands. Okay, so let me tell you this one bit. Please know, and don't overthink this, that you are so dynamic and so wonderfully put together for him. No matter what, that when you start seeing yourself how he sees you, you gonna laugh, you gonna chuckle, you gonna be so amazed, you gonna be grateful, because I am seeing a strength. I am seeing so much that I could not have seen before. I didn't know what it was. That I smile and talk a lot. I walk by my mirror in my bathroom often, where I literally be like, God, thank you. I see you, God. And I do that because I see him in me now. I see him in me now. He's in you. He's in us. So, thank you guys so much. I'm telling you, I thank you guys so much. We are like moving forth and growing. The just bees. The just be and who you are. He's revealing you more and more and more and more and more and more every day, all throughout the day. Don't worry about getting all crazy. If you get into a situation and you start going there and all of that, get right into prayer. If you're having a rough moment, get right into prayer. If you having anything coming up like it's doubt or fear or anything, go right into prayer. Go right into talking with him and asking him to get it up and out of you. Motivate yourself. Encourage yourself. Because the biggest motivator you have there is God, and he will bring it in and out of you. He will bring in and out of you. He will bring in himself and usher all the things that don't need to be there out. Man, it's like an instant relief. Let go. So I thank you guys so much for subscribing to Just Be Audrey Lane. I do that because I know depending on how the video goes, it's somewhere on there on YouTube, that subscribe button. And then on my podcasting, I don't know how, but I'm on podcast with Spotify and Anchor. And I have also like the TikTok, the Instagram, the Twitter, and all of that, because the Just Be Audrey Lane, I actually did things more today for the nonprofit and everything. So you guys got to check out all of those channels, because for right now they're all under Just Be Audrey Lane. I started the GoFundMe stuff today. So I thank you guys for being a part of this process with me. Tomorrow I'll probably speak a little bit more about that. And I thank you. So you guys know I love you. I love myself. You make sure you love yourself, because you know who loves you more. God does. And you better love him back. You guys have a great, wonderful evening. And I will be back on to share, inspire, and love on you guys tomorrow. You have a good night's sleep. And that's it. All right. Bye now.